Hey there, it is Dr. Nicole Steele, the confidence coach. And let me begin by saying Happy New Year to those of you that I haven't had a chance to connect with since we rolled into 2021. I know it's been a minute since I've had a chance to really get on here, especially with a live, but there's a really good reason why. You see, I have spent the last several months of 2020 just really getting some things in order. I think we can all agree, we've said it before. I'm so glad 2020 is in the rearview mirror, but 2020 taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about our world. It taught me a lot about myself, and it taught me a lot about others. And so as I look forward to the year ahead, I've spent a lot of time getting crystal clear with what God is requiring of me in this next chapter. I've taken an assessment of all of the things that are working and even an assessment of the things that aren't. I have gotten detailed instructions. And another thing that God did during the latter part of 2020, rolling into 2021, is He opened my eyes. He opened my eyes to see many things. And to be honest with you, some of those things brought joy, but some of the things that He exposed really put me, in a painful place, but it was all necessary. So I'm not complaining. I don't know if anybody else can relate to where I am. So let me tell you, I'm going to be talking about this all year long because this year in 2021, your girl actually will be entering into her 50th year here on earth. That's right. In March, I will be celebrating my 50th birthday. Can you believe it? 49 years here on earth. And I know for some people, when they hit a milestone like that, they get a little depressed. I see some of the party favors and they're just, real down about the hitting that point in life. But for me, I am running into this next chapter of my life because I know it's going to be the most magnificent ever. I heard a quote years ago, and I'm going to be saying this for the next couple of months. So just settle in and get ready for it. But I've heard a comment that says, the first half of life is for learning, but the second half of life is for living. So in this next chapter, when I'm rolling to 50, even starting right now in these last few months of my 49 years here on earth, I am moving into that portion of my life where I am going to live life to the fullest. But let me tell you about what I've learned, because I've learned a lot over the 49 years here on earth. And that's really what brings me to what I want to share today. As a confidence coach who really gets the pleasure to work with ladies, leaders, and little girls at every age and stage of life, there is one thing that I have found to be true. Those people that we are connected with can actually affect our confidence in a positive way or in a negative way. I wrote a book years ago for girls called Priceless, a teen girl's guide to uncovering the beauty, boldness, and brilliance within. And in that book, I make mention of something called diamond makers and diamond breakers. So that's not a principle just for little kids. That's not a principle for just middle school and high school girls. It's a principle for everybody at every stage of life. In life, we have diamond makers and diamond breakers. So some of you, that may be a new term to you. So you might be saying, Dr. Nicole, what do you mean by diamond makers or diamond breakers? Well, think about diamonds in general. And the very essence of a diamonds are created, when they are shined and polished and cut and put on display, they are designed to express, or they actually exude beauty, they exude strength. They're designed to shine. And much like diamonds, that's what we're designed to do. We are unique in design, each one of us uniquely designed and handcrafted by God. But we were designed to shine. We were designed to allow our gifts and our talents to shine for all the world to see. So in life, there are people who will help bring those gifts forward. They will help encourage us. They will support us in our gifts. They will push us to greatness. But then there are others, speaking of the diamond breakers, who don't want to see any of that go forward. So let me take you back for a minute. You know, at the beginning of 2020, a year ago, I really felt that God was taking me through a season of examining my life in 360. He was having me take a look at every area of my life and taking a 360-degree look. And that was a year-long process. And during that time, he had me looking at me. He had me looking at my business. He had me looking at my family. He had me looking at every aspect. But one of the things that he exposed or shined light on was my relationships. Okay. So not just my friendships, my associations, those that I hold near and dear to me. And he began to expose the hearts. That's right. He began to expose the hearts of many people who I loved, that I adored, that I held in high esteem. Those people who had influenced my life at different stages. And I'm not just talking about people in my circle. I'm talking about people that I admired, people of influence, close and not so close. But he began to expose the hearts of people. And he allowed the true hearts of many to be revealed in ways that, you know, really, quite honestly, they left me heartbroken, you know, saddened to say the least. But, you know, it wasn't the first time. And the reality is it's not going to be the last. You see, because I have a prayer that I always pray to God, and it is that God would never allow me to be deceived. You know, there is nothing like being deceived by people and their intentions, and just deceived in general. That's a horrible place to be. So years ago, me and several of my girlfriends began to stand on God's word and believe that he would never, ever, ever have us deceived. And he's been faithful in that. So each and every time he allows my eyes to be open, you know, I give him glory. Because in that, he also gives detailed instructions in how to handle every situation. So sometimes he requires me to move swiftly. You know, some of y'all know, sometimes you're in a situation and God creates a sense of urgency in your heart that you need to cut somebody off, block them, run as far away. Some seasons he requires confrontation. Confrontation can be good and healthy depending on the circumstances. And so there are times in my life where God has allowed me or required me to confront situations. But there are other times when God has me sit back. Those are the hardest, to be really honest with you, especially when it comes to people and what he reveals, because he has us sit back while he handles it. And though it's hard, regardless, it always works out for my good. And I'm sure it works out for your good if you are led and guided by him as well. So you may find yourself in a similar situation. Perhaps as you enter into this new year, you may have evaluated your friendships, your relationships, your associations, your business partnerships. There may be some of you listening in today. You haven't even given it a thought. You just going just willy-nilly all through life, but you wondering why your confidence is cramped. You are wondering why you can't get past a certain point with your dreams and with your goals. I encourage you to pause and examine your friendships and your relationships. This is the year to release any kind of connections that you have that don't serve you. That's right. This is the year to release yourself of friendships and relationships that don't serve you. Now, let's be clear. When I say that don't serve you, I'm not talking about you building relationships that are where you're the center of them, where you surround yourself with yes people. That's not what I'm talking about. But relationships should be rooted and grounded in mutual respect and in reciprocity. There should be a healthy level of respect that you have and that others have towards you, towards your gifts, your talents, what you bring into this world. There should be a mutual level of respect, but also a healthy give and take. So that's what I mean by reciprocity. No relationships, no friendships, nothing that you are giving your time and space to should be one-sided. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't have seasons where your friends have to come to your, by your side to walk with you. That's not what I'm talking about, but it should never be one-sided. All right. So really quickly, I want to share with you the 4 types of toxic people that you need to avoid in 2021. So let's get into it. The first one is the critics and the complainers. Okay, the critics and complainers, we know them, always negative, no matter what day of the month it is. Every time you talk to them, whether it's a joking like negativity, because some people can kind of sprinkle it with a little humor, but you notice when you're around them, they're always negative, they're judgmental, they're mocking people, finding fault. And let's not even begin to talk about the gossipers. You know what I mean? The gossipers, the one, I got this quote here. It says, those who gossip with you will definitely gossip about you. So if you have people in your life who every time you get around them, they're like, girl, did you know? And girl, let's pray for such and such. When in reality, they're not looking to pray for somebody. They're really trying to spill the tea. You know those people. But listen, if they will gossip about other people, you best be assured they're going to gossip about you too. So you need to run and you need to flee from those people. When we talk about critics and complainers, my girl Audra Mack always, she talks about the whisperers. There are people in life who just whisper a lot. You know them, girl, they get among people, not everybody, but select people. And they allow that whispering to take place. Well, let me tell you, there's dangers in whispers, okay? The only one that should be whispering is God should be whispering in your ear, your instructions. That's about it. But any other whispers, don't allow them because it's very, very dangerous. In 2021, we need to be seeking healthy relationships and friendships, ones that build us up. And we need to just avoid, like the plague, negativity. There's enough negativity right now in the world. We don't need to be adding our own little season of negativity. So for me, I have determined, like we do in Diamond in the Rough, that this here right here is a no drama zone. I have zero tolerance for negativity in 2021. And the critics and the complainers, y'all can keep that because I have no time for it. So the second type of toxic person is a person that has corrupt character. Yep, corrupt character. Okay. So if you are hanging around people who don't share your values, you might need to do some reevaluation and cut some people off in this year. Because I'm telling you, the word of God says in 1 Corinthians 15:33, do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character. We've seen that. All you got to do is open up your eyes. We have seen that in ways unimaginable in 2020. Don't play with people who have corrupt character in 2021. You may think, oh, well, I'm going to be able to rub off them in a positive way. No, don't get it twisted. In actuality, those people in their bad character may actually end up corrupting your character. So negative influences, those that have you bending to those values that you hold true to your heart, you need to cut them off. They are toxic and they don't need to roll with you. It's better to be alone than to be among people with bad character. All right? Just chew on that for a minute. Sip on that for a moment. It's better to be alone than to be among people with bad character. Okay? That's the second kind. So the third type of toxic person that you need to run from in 2021 is those that are controlling. Okay, so a lot of times people associate, when you think about controlling, people automatically go to like a romantic relationship. And of course, in a romantic relationship, controlling is not cute. Okay, so let's get that clear. That is a sign of an unhealthy relationship, potentially an abusive or potentially abusive relationship. But even in friendships, did you know your friendships can be controlling? You can actually have people in your life, in your friendships, that are controlling, that are manipulative, that are insecure, that are really entering into that relationship with a sense of ownership, or just even being exclusive. You know the types of friends that never want you to talk to anybody else, people who don't invite with open arms other people into your life or into your circle. They're intimidated. How about that? That's a sign when they're intimidated by others. Let me speak about somebody who I love. My bestie, my best friend in all the world is Felicia. Me and Felicia go back to second grade. Second grade, y'all, we've been rolling through life together for decades and decades. And she'll be turning 50 this year too. But anyway, so one thing that I love about my best friend is she has never, ever, ever, never, ever been, what would I say? She's always been encouraging. I'll just put it this way, of me and all of my other relationships, because I have a dynamic circle of women. But the thing about my best friend is she is never intimidated about my friendship with anybody else. She knows what we got is solid, and she encourages, supports, and welcomes and loves, and has actually entered into her own relationship with my friends and other friends. That is a sign of a healthy friendship. So if you have people in your life who are controlling, either loving relationships like male, female, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever that looks like, or friendships where the people are insecure, they're manipulating, they're always in your ear, always giving everybody the side eye, not just those people who deserve the side eye. You might want to pause, pump the brakes, and say, you know what, this is really not healthy. Some people think, oh, this is cute. Oh, this is cute. That's not cute. It's not cute. All right. So finally, the fourth type of toxic person that you need to flee from in 2021. Y'all ready? I said, well, let me go back. The first one was the critics and the complainers. The second was those with corrupt character. The third was the controlling people. And the fourth is what I call creepers. That's right. Toxic creepers. Creeps. So you may say, what is a creeper? Well, a creeper is just what it sounds like. It's the ones that sit up in the cut. You can call them snakes. You can call them thieves. You can call them whatever you want to, but really they're creeps that just sit up in the cut. They disguise themselves as your friend, as someone who means you well, as someone who has your best interest in heart. But in actuality, their hearts are saying something different. They undermine, they seek to, sabotage in some instances. They have selfish motives on why they just sit up in the cut. They'd rather be close to, in fact, they say sometimes you keep your enemies close, your friends close, your enemies closer. There's a time and season for that, but you got to watch out for creepers, y'all, because those are the ones that you can be deceived by the most. And those are the ones that hurt the most too. When you open yourself up and you let people into that sacred space called friendship, that sacred place in your heart, only to find that they were creepers, that they was up in the cut with selfish motives, looking for an opportunity to bite, to set you up. Just, that's a painful place. But remember, real friends protect. Real friends protect. Real friends are honest. Real friends are not any of these things that I mentioned. The critic and complainer, the corrupt character person, the person that's controlling, or the ones that are creeping, looking for an opportunity to pounce on you. Those are all of the people that you need to flee from in 2021. So let me tell you this, okay, really quickly. Thank you. I see y'all, on these Facebook lives. Sometimes I forget to look at the comments, but I see you. Thank you for those comments out here. But real quick, as we wrap up today, I encourage you to remember the following things. Number one, some people can stay in your heart, but that does not mean they have to stay in your life. That's right. That's right. Some people can stay in your heart. What I mean by that, there are people that are close to me who are going to remain close, meaning in terms of relationships. Sometimes we have family members that fall in those four categories. We don't get to pick our family. You're going to go to the family reunion. You're going to see them. You're going to see them at grandmama's house. You're going to see them. So having them in your heart does not mean they have to remain in your life in the way that they used to. Okay? So you can pray for people. You can love people. I love a lot of people, but I'm real clearer than ever before. Everybody's not having access to my heart this year. For real. Not like, not front seat. Nope, not happening. That's a whole nother story. I'm going to share that maybe next week. The word that God gave me about that. But anyway, so the second thing I want you to remember, this is a quote, my girl, I tell you, my girl, I talk about her all the time, Audra Mack. She, to my knowledge, she coined this, and she gonna put it on t-shirts, and she's put it out there in posts. So don't nobody bite her without giving her credit. But she has a phrase that she says, and it's, you can be kind, but not connected. So when you identify people that have these four corrupt, toxic traits that I mentioned, that doesn't mean you got to get ugly. That doesn't mean you got to tell them a piece of your mind. Keep all of your mind to yourself. You can be kind, but that does not mean that you have to be connected. Okay? You just move a little bit different. You can be kind. You can be loving. You can, again, even pray for them. For real, pray for them. But doesn't mean you have to be connected. Create healthy boundaries. You can't control other people. You can't control their minds, and you can't control their mouths. But you can control what you subject yourself to. You know what I mean? If you have people that send you on this emotional roller coaster, every time you're in their presence, your emotions are up and down. You stressed. You can get off that roller coaster. When I go to Six Flags, I used to be the roller coaster girl back in the day when I was a teenager. I loved the roller coasters. And right now, I don't do the roller coasters at all. And I don't give apology for not doing the roller coasters. So when we go to Six Flags, to Disney, to all of those places, my family knows, give me your coats. I'll hold the purses. I'll do whatever, because I'm not getting on the roller coaster. And sometimes I get a little pressure, come on. I'm good. I'm real good. So just like that, in relationships, you have a choice with whether you're going to get on the emotional roller coaster, whether you're going to get on the toxic train, or whether or not you're going to say, yeah, no, y'all go on. I'm not getting on. So you choose, you create those boundaries in your life. Listen to this. Lean in. I want you to remember this. Some people will mistaken your silence for ignorance, your calmness for acceptance, and your kindness for weakness. But don't get it twisted. Every battle is not yours to fight. That's right. Every battle is not yours to fight. You need to be seeking God in every situation, with every relationship. Lord, how would you allow me to move? I have been in situations where I have gotten ahead of God, and I have given somebody a piece of my mind, or I have moved, or I've spoken, or I have reacted in a way that's not appropriate, and it never, ever, ever works. But I have learned in every situation, I need to look to God with, how do I handle this situation? Is this a situation where I need to use my voice, or are you going to handle it? And I'm telling you, when God handles it, stellar. I'm telling you, I've seen him usher people on out. I've seen him turn hearts. I've seen him bring about correction. Listen, I am a king's kid. I'm a king's kid, y'all. So you can't mess with the king's kid and not have the king handle it. You're a king's kid. So don't be trying to roll your sleeves up and handle every battle. There are some battles that are not yours to fight. So know the difference. Just a couple more little notes. There comes a time when you need to let go of certain people, not because you don't care, but because they have determined with their words, with their actions, that they don't care about you. Did you hear that? I'm going to repeat it again. There comes a time when you need to let go of certain people, not because you don't care, because you can care about them, you can love them, you can want the best, but their actions and their words and their deeds have determined that they don't care about you. What I say earlier, reciprocity. No relationship should be one-sided. If you're doing all the caring and they are doing all the crapping on you, there's some other words we can use, but crapping on you, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Don't they say that in Frozen? I would sing the song, let it go, let it go. Yeah, let it go. Okay? The last thing I want you to remember is to make a choice to surround yourself with positive people. All right? Let that be your goal for 2021. Who's Dr. D says it all the time. Who's in your constellation? Who are the stars that you're connected to? And I'm not just talking about, stars, but who are the people in your life that are helping you shine with brilliance and people that you can help shine with brilliance? Surround yourself with those types of people that are going to encourage you and help stretch you to be all that God has created you to be. That's what you should do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just encouraging you. You do what you want to do, but that's what I'm committed to doing for me and myself this year in 2021. And I am expecting it to be the best year yet. So I know this little cup of confidence that I've shared today, this little word, it's been tight, but it's right. I know it's settling in on several of you. Yeah. Settling in. Let it settle on in. Just sip it on down. Let it settle on in. Okay. Remember, your confidence can be impacted positively or negatively by those that you are connected to. So if this message has been a blessing to you, I invite you to share it. Send it to your friends, share, like, comment, do all of those things. You can always find replays on YouTube. I have the Real Nicole Steele channel on YouTube, so you can always hop there and also check out some archive messages. And I invite you to visit therealnicolesteele.com. You can find, you can connect with me first of all there. But you can also find creative content and resources that can help you build the confidence that you need. And also you can become a client. Me and my team, me and Dr. D and our team can help you gain the clarity, the confidence, and the courage that you need to shine in your brilliant zone. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you on social media. Hit me up on an email. You can even go on my website, therealnicolesteele.com, to the Priceless Perspective page. And there's a button that says join the conversation. You can hit that button and actually leave me an audible message about what changes you've made or committed to making this year in your friendships and your relationships. Or maybe there is something that you're wanting some advice on. Maybe there's something, maybe your confidence is cramped in other areas. And so if there's something that I can maybe make a topic for, a cup of confidence or a priceless perspective. I love to hear from you. So hit me up on that. All right. Also, last thing, I promise, last thing, because I know y'all got to get back. If you have not signed up for our Just a Girl with Goals masterclass, it's just probably about a week away. So you can visit the real Nicole Steele. You can visit gymmakers.org to learn more, to reserve your seat. I believe we've just got a couple days left where you can actually, with your registration, you can gain access to a free copy of a goals planner, of a Just a Girl with Goals goal planner. So join me and my purpose partner, Dr. D, as we roll that out next week. All right. So I think that's it. Remember, it's going to be the best year yet. So it's been great. I am Dr. Steele, and it has been real. I look forward to seeing you next time. God bless.